The 2024-2025 Flyers season is almost done. It's come and gone. It's been miserable, and we're just looking forward to the draft lottery results by now. But that doesn't mean that there aren't newcomers to the team. It doesn't mean that there aren't potential new faces to the Flyers right now. And that new face that we saw most recently was Karsen Dorwart. Center signed out of Michigan State just last week, and then he made his NHL debut in Montreal on Saturday. And here we are. We're just going to break it all down for you and what he did to make a very, maybe not very, but a sizable impression on everyone that kind of watched his debut. Now, he is 22 years old, so it's not like we're expecting a huge runway for the player or could see really a world where he suddenly grows into this amazing player because he's doing this at 19 years old, 20, whatever. He's already established himself in college, so the expectation there is to be a solid enough player and have a little bit of more experience than the typical rookie debutant that we're seeing. Just running down his stats very quickly, he had 10:32 time on ice, 0 points, unfortunately, 2 shots on goal, 3 shot attempts, and he was 2 for 5 from the faceoff dot. Diving in a little bit deeper about his on-ice stats, he was out attempted 6 to 7 while he's on the ice, 3 to 5 on shots on goal while he was on the ice against the Flyers, and this is all at 5-on-5. But luckily, he was not scored against. But again, there wasn't a goal scored while he was on the ice, so he's still even in that. Before we get into any of the video, it was interesting what Dorwart had to say after the game. That, of course, it was just typical rookie nerves and stuff. He was talking about making his lap. He said he made that first shot over the ice on his rookie lap about 8 feet over the net. But then after that, his kind of nerves calmed down. It was nice to see. But the interesting part is that he talked a lot about the coaching staff not overloading with information, not drilling in the system that Brad Shaw and obviously Tortorella previously had, and then simply just told him to play his game. And you as we watch the video, kind of keep that in mind. He's playing his game. He's not necessarily trying to adapt to the team, but he's trying to show that he himself, just playing and being the player that he is, can already fit in with what the Flyers have going on right now. But that's enough stats, enough numbers, enough quotes. Let's dive into some tape right now. All right, so we're gonna go over every single shift that Karsen Dorwart made during his NHL debut on Saturday against the Canadiens. Some stuff might not be super interesting, but here we go. All right. I'm sorry, this is all gonna be one take for everyone. No editing. Maybe a little playback, but you become to know these shift by shift videos, of course, and like and subscribe and do all those things to keep this stuff rolling. So he's wearing number 23. There he is at the top. Hang up the zone entry. He does a couple things on this interest in the first period for sure. Yep, I'm just playing defense. And there you have it. All right, so he's on the power play now. So the Flyers had a 4-minute minor. So he is at the bottom of the screen. He's a big short-handed rush, and then but he was a little tenacious in the back check and able to, we see here, let me see here, so he was skating, keeping up, and then he was able to pivot a little bit with the coverage, not commit to the shooter, but a little decent enough back check from what you want to see from this is his first NHL game, so he's getting used to the speed, of course. Again, sometimes you just set up in the zone and it's fine. All right, again, in charge of the back check, putting pressure on the forward Yeah, enough to, well, of course they're shorthanded, so they're probably tired and want to get off the ice, but enough to not have anything go against them. Getting ready to block a shot. Not looking out of place at all. Again, and not the greatest power play, of course, because it's a Flyers power play this year, but yeah, and they're in their own zone are the highlights from Dorwart's time on the power play, so that's great. Okay, here he is with the puck. Again, all alone. So you had, yeah, like there was no options, 0 options. So you might as well shoot and go for, yeah, under the glove area a little bit. Might as well try it. No other options, all in alone. Just instead of trying to just keep possession or anything like that, might as well create a shot for yourself. All right, got a face-off dot. Turning around, rushing up the ice, getting on that loose puck, that kind of fumbled pass. And again, not afraid to be a little bit physical with someone with much more experience than he has. And then he goes off the ice. So here he comes in and attempts a wraparound, but is broken up. So he comes in off the bench. Oh, my mistake. So he comes in off the bench, able to. So yeah, that was a little bit of a fumble, but he sees that there's no one's really open to receive a shot. Like if you see here, their defender is blocking the points. The other 2 forwards are over here, so they can't receive a shot. Like if that's Couturier, if he was more centered to the net front, Dorwart probably could have passed from the goal line and then set up a way better scoring chance than Dorwart did himself. But he went for it. Other than just kind of going around and then just cycling and continuing pressure, he went for a shot, and I think that's kind of shows a little bit of what player he kind of is. Has that confidence already to do something. To maybe it's that first game kind of, I have to show something, and he's doing all these scoring chances, but some of them sometimes they'd work, and sometimes he probably just needs better support in the offensive zone. A little pressure. Again, forward checking. A little menace out there. Okay, we're in the second period now. So Mula with the breakout pass that goes nowhere. And again, of course, probably should have mentioned off the top, but Dorwart's playing center in between Garnet Hathaway and Nick Delorier, so he's not getting the most skilled teammates or anything like that, but still someone able to really forecheck and play physical in Hathaway. So it's during NHL debut, you probably shouldn't be in the top 9 instantly as a college free agent. So yeah, you look at the face-off and sustain a little bit of pressure. Be a little relentless in pursuit of possession. Serious center ice on the face-off. Couldn't exactly get a handle of that puck. Just dribbling past him. And here he is. Lone tried to stop and tried to set up something, but just not fast enough. And that's probably a play that would work in college, that would able to be stop up because the defender's not as close to you or the gap's not as tight. You're able to stop up and make a little bit of a play. That's the difference with the NHL, that you have even a team like Montreal, the kind of middle of the pack, the defensemen are right on you, and you have to play with way more pace or be more aware of that to really set up any scoring chances. So, but that'll come in time. Now we're halfway through the game. Again, halfway. It's a good time to like and subscribe. I'm going to be doing more of these breakdowns. Of course, we have already our live streams of prospects or CHL prospects. We've done Denver Barkey with Will Scouch that came on. We have an interesting one coming up. Karsen Bjarnason, potentially in a couple weeks, with the goalie expert. So someone that actually knows the position. We did Jet Luchenko's AHL debuts. Did Nikita Grubenkin's, of course. Another Jet with Guelph. I think we have an Oliver Bonk one coming up, potentially. Spencer Gill. There's a lot of... And then, of course, the 2025 draft guys. Before the draft, we'll be doing a lot of breakdowns of their games so people become familiar and actually watch these players rather than just reading and seeing rankings. So like and subscribe. You don't want to miss out. And a little peek behind the curtain, that this is a recording of what we usually do because the NHL doesn't like live streaming their games, of course. So this is just stream of consciousness coming from me in recorded form. Okay, there's Dorwart, little pursuit. Yeah, a little bit of pressure. That's kind of just what you want to see. You don't want to see anyone passive, especially in a bottom six role. With the puck, a little chip up. That's Caden Gooley, not the smallest dude, of course, so he's able to protect the puck and use his body in between a little bit and kept a little bit of pressure in the offensive zone. Of course, their possession never really was stable, but again, that was a monster hit. Yeah, like Dorwart is definitely not afraid to be able to have his body in between the puck and opponents and not get pushed over. And that's kind of all you need. Not all you need, but you know. Okay, here he is, center ice with possession, zone entry. See what he does. Chip in and leaves the zone. Because there's a line change. That's zone tip is, that's not his line mate. All right, third period. We go. Yeah, that was a little bit of a trouble. Again, probably just pace of play and the skill level going up compared to college. So there he is, center on the red line down below, trying to prevent 91 getting it. He put his stick out, probably not accurately enough, and then it just unfortunately got away from him, kind of bobbled around him, and the Montreal player was able to just pick it up on the other side of Dorwart. So it's unlucky. Let's see that again. It's unlucky, but it's something that, again, NHL players are just able to do. Yeah, bat that out of midair and set up a scoring chance. And then he himself gets back possession and is able to break out of the zone cleanly. Not all the way, but it's good signs of a smart player that could just use more experience at this level, of course. Like, this is his first pro game. He hasn't played a game for money yet. There he is off the ice. There's it, bottom on the screen. Course 23 has possession, zone entry. I do wonder, they do seem to be playing him with a lot with Drysdale. I wonder if they, like Bradshaw and the coaching staff, are really eyeing that tandem between line and defensive pairing to be like excellent on zone entries, because Dorwart's not bad at zone entries, of course, if he just gets a little bit stronger in possession, and not a bad skater, of course. So I wonder if that's kind of a transition combination, because Drysdale, of course, is not no slouch with zone entries, as we kind of see here. He's able to smoothly skate through the neutral zone. This is great YouTube. Okay. Here he is with Paling and Tippett a little bit. Getting pressure. This little play about Tippett or Paling, shit. That was Paling. How about him now? Jeez. All right, Drysdale again with him. There he is, through the zone, able to lay it off. A little jump. What are you doing? Come on. Come on, man. Oh my god. See, awareness. Smart player, jumping out of the way of the shot to get through. Look at that. He's got air too. That's so sick. I know it's common, but like, come on. To do that on your NHL debut, be like, yeah, Tippett is going to unleash a rocket from behind me, from the dot. I'm going to jump out of the way. This guy I just barely met. I got you, though. Look at him. Look at him just crouching. That's next level. That's next level genius. Block out the... See? This goalie? He can't see anything now. He can't see where Tippett's set up. You got a giant college freshman or college free agent in your sight line. You can't see where the puck's going. You have to react quick. Next level offensive awareness. He gets a nice little shot off there. Nice little temp. Not half bad. Yeah. Good little shot. Again, in tight. Just go for it. You don't know. You could get under the shoulder there. The arm's a little loose. You never know. Not bad at all. He's on the forecheck. Coming in from behind the player a little bit to prevent that back pass. And he doesn't do anything for the rest of the game. So that was Karsen Dorwart's NHL debut with the Flyers. Of course, there's some takeaways, some good, solid possession play, some thinking of where the puck is going and how to distribute it and where his teammates are. It's a solid level of awareness that you kind of just necessarily you kind of need just to play in the NHL. So there's good solid signs, and I definitely don't think that he looked out of place. He was very solid in attack. He just looks like an NHL player, and at 22 years old, making at center, make your NHL debut, just ended your season in Michigan State. It's definitely not a bad first impression. It will be interesting to see where he is in the lineup for the rest of the season. We saw him late game play a little bit with other teammates, more skilled players. So maybe that says something. Maybe it was just Bradshaw trying to see a little bit more something outside of Hathaway and Delorier. But the Flyers have 5 more games left of the season. So maybe Dorwart plays up the lineup, maybe with a player that is kind of similar in his ferocious forechecking and like Jacob Pelletier and Tippett on the other side, maybe just to get a trigger man. That's just a thought, but it would be very interesting to see if this coaching staff wants to see a little bit more on Dorwart and brings him up, potentially even into the top 6. Just get him playing a little bit more minutes and get him familiar and see where he goes, and see heading into training camp after the summer if he's really an NHL player or is down with the Phantoms. That's it from us today at Broad Street Hockey. Just like and subscribe, like this video, get us, I don't know, I'm trying to think of a number, 100 likes. That's a good little round number. Might as well aim for that. Subscribe for more of this content and subscribe for more content throughout the summer. We're going to be with you every single day as we go through this, what should be a crazy summer for the Philadelphia Flyers. BSH forever.